Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more Pokemon Crystal. Last time, we had our battle at the Pokemon Gym in Ecruteak City, and we were able to obtain our 4th gym badge with, much difficulty. We'll say that. And we also had a surprise evolution in the form of Golbat right here, which is really cool. Anyway, this time you will notice we are back in New Barktown, and that is because I would like to go on a bit of a crusade through the world to show everything that we can get now that we're allowed to use Surf outside of battle. Now I'm going to point out something really amusing right here. You can catch wild Pokemon in the water while you're surfing. However, there aren't any new Pokemon accessible to us in this way right now. Yeah, I was really surprised too, but every single Pokemon you can find by either fishing or even in the grass in some cases, and there's nothing exclusive to just surfing right now. Anyway, all you need to do is walk up to a body of water and hit yes, and we will use Surf, and we are on the water with our beautiful little sprite. And if we head out right here, you will notice that there is... Oh right, my Pokemon's levels are too low. That's awkward. There is actually a route out here to the east of New Barktown. Very, very cool. So yeah, we're going to head on over here because there is actually some stuff we can get. And to think I spent all that money on repels. Ay ay. Anyway, prepare for my favorite track in the game, pretty much. Hey, do you know what you just did? You've taken your first step into Kanto. Check your Pokegear map and see. Is it true? Indeed it is. There is a second region in this game, in case someone actually did not know that going into this Let's Play. The Kanto region is actually an accessible area in Pokemon Crystal. Not a whole lot we can do here right now, but I figured there was some neat stuff we could grab over here. And I mean, it's an excuse to listen to this awesome music. As you can see, we can't go very far, but there is a little bit of water right here that I would like to surf on. So if we head all the way over this way... Alright, I switched Croconaw into the front, so hopefully we won't have any more wild Pokemon trouble. Coming right over here, we have this item hidden right here. It is a rare candy, which can increase your Pokemon's level by 1 when you use it. Very, very useful indeed. There is one other really useful item we can grab in Kanto right here. So if we head on over this way, there is one other area we can access besides Route 27. This sign right here says Tojo Falls, the link between Kanto and Johto. Head on in here, and it is actually a small cave, but once again, there is not a whole lot we can do here. If we try and head up this waterfall, not gonna work. I'm holding up, and we're not gonna get up there, not without a new ability. Right here is our first instance of a Moonstone. This allows access to 4 Pokemon in this game. If your odd egg hatched into a Cleffa, and you evolved it into a Clefairy, you can use the Moonstone to get Clefable. If you have a Jigglypuff, Nidorina, or Nidorino, you can also evolve those Pokemon into Wigglytuff, Nidoqueen, and Nidoking, respectively. Very, very cool. Now, believe it or not, that's actually everything in Kanto we can get. So I'm going to meet you guys in Cherry Grove City. Alright, here we are in Cherry Grove City, and if we head right over here, you might remember this guy out on this island. We can finally surf over here and talk to this guy. A Pokemon I caught had an item. I think it's Mystic Water. I don't need it, so do you want it? And we will get the Mystic Water. This is basically like the Charcoal and the Miracle Seed, except for Water-type moves, which means we can finally give it to our Croconaw. Back to fishing for me then. Alright, I'm gonna go equip that real quick. Alright, now that that's equipped, our next stop, in case you hadn't guessed, is Violet City. Now I should note, while you can use Surf in Dark Cave, there isn't anything completely new for us to get. Another new rare candy right here. However, there is a portion of Dark Cave that you can only access with Surf, where you're allowed to actually catch Wobbuffet normally without having to mess with the game corner, which could be useful if you are in the mood for using a Wobbuffet but really don't want to mess with the game corner, because I fully understand if you don't. Anyway, sneak up here, and we have another new item, The PP up. Very good. I'm pretty sure we've had a few of these in the past, but it's nice to have. Anyway, gonna surf right on over this way, and our next stop, believe it or not, is the ruins of Alph. So I'm gonna meet you guys right on over there, after my rappel wears off. Alright, here we are in the ruins of Alph, and right down here there is a body of water that we are allowed to surf across. Very nice. Not much of access over here, but over this way we actually have access to, believe it or not, a second chamber. This flying Pokemon attacked its prey with saw-like fangs. Interesting stuff. Indeed, we have another one of these stone panel puzzles. And I think instead of making you guys sit through this, I'm just gonna speed this up, because it's probably gonna take me a little bit. And there we go. As some of you might have guessed, this is Aerodactyl. Very, very neat. Anyway, the floor is going to open up and we are going to go careening down into the basement once again. And this will allow for the access of New Unknown. There is a strange presence here. Indeed, once you've completed that puzzle, you will have access to unknown forms S, T, U, V, and W, so keep that in mind if you are going to try and collect all of the forms. Anyway, I will meet you guys back over in that chamber again for something else we can do. Alright, here we are back in the chamber, and if we head back here, again, this is only in Crystal and the remake, and not in Gold and Silver. If you examine this wall, patterns appeared on the walls, and as you can see, it says light. What the game wants you to do is it wants you to go into your Pokemon list, select a Pokemon, and have it use Flash. A blinding flash lights the area, and the wall will open up, just like last time with the escape rope. Very cool. Each chamber has a puzzle kind of like this, which I think is really cool. Anyway, here we have a Goldberry, and a heal powder, and an energy root, and last but not least, the item that you're probably most interested in, there is a second Moonstone right here. Very cool, which means you can get 2 of the Moonstone evolutions if you so desire. We do not have a means of getting infinite Moonstones yet, and we won't for a while, but it's nice to know the earliest point you can get them. Anyway, fall down here, and we have more inscriptions. Thus, we shall erect a Pokemon statue outside. Eerie. And interesting. Anyway, with that, believe it or not, the next place we're going is Union Cave, so I'll meet you guys right over there. Alright, here we are back in Union Cave. Now, there's not a whole lot of stuff regarding items that we're going to be getting on this particular visit, but there is something really, really cool about Union Cave that I feel like a lot of people sort of miss if they don't do a lot of backtracking when playing this game. If we head right on up here, and down this ladder, you might recall this area from earlier in the Let's Play. We are now able to surf right across this water here, and there is actually an additional area up here with trainers in it. What do you know? A visitor. So yeah, you probably thought we weren't going to be doing a lot of battling this episode, but there's actually quite a few trainers hidden around in areas that you can only access with surf, and since these are in areas that you've already been through, there's a good chance that you might not have ever seen these guys on previous playthroughs if you didn't get a little bit curious. Anyway, I got Cubone out front because I'd really, really like to play the type chart right here and try and get Cubone some easy experience. Unfortunately, Cubone... Oh my god, Magnitude 9, are you serious? In case you don't know, Magnitude is a move that can have a level, I guess, between 1 and 10, and the higher it goes, the more powerful it is. And getting Magnitude 9 is really, really unlucky. In fact, I think I'm gonna heal up Cubone right here because I really just want to get it some experience. And if it gets another magnitude 9, or god forbid a magnitude 10, that would just be cheap. Alright, magnitude 6, that's not too terrible. I have to wonder, why isn't ground not very effective against ground? I feel like it should be. But I mean, what do I know? Anyway, down goes that Geodude. And we get level 19 easy on Cubone. Very good. Now, does he have any other Pokemon? He does. He has a Machop. Alright, I think I'm going to switch out and see if Heracross can do some damage to this thing. Again, we don't really have many counters for fighting types yet, but hopefully that will change soon, because there's a point coming up kind of soon where we're going to have to fight some pretty powerful fighting types. And I'd really, really like to avoid having too much trouble there. And oh boy, are we going to get back to Karate Chop scoring criticals every single turn. They redid the way critical hits are calculated in Generation 2, but I have a feeling I'm probably going to get really unlucky when it comes to opponents with increased ratios like that. Ay. Alright, as long as it doesn't score another critical... I don't know if we can do this. Let's see. Can Horn Attack bring it down, please? Yes, nice. That was close. But I think I played that okay. And down goes Hiker Leonard. You're a feisty one, he says. Yeah, I like to think so. I mean, I'm exploring down in this dark cave area. Now right here, you're going to want to remember this for later, because there is a move that we need to get through where that rock is that we do not have yet. Alright. Repel refreshed, and we actually have a second trainer down here. It's been a while since I last saw another person. There's another guy literally on screen. Don't be shy, let's battle. Well, not on screen, but you know what I mean. There's a guy right around the corner. I don't know what this guy's deal is. I think he's a little crazy. Alright. Got another level 23 Geodude, which has me a little concerned. Hopefully won't be too big of a deal, especially since Cubone does have an extra level since that last fight. And we got the flinch. Very nice. Bone Club is one of those moves that can cause a Pokemon to flinch, and it's really, really nice when it does. Oh wow, we got double flinch. That is not something that happens very often, so I will definitely take that. Alright. Cubone might actually get level 20 this fight. I'm not sure, but it might. Depends on if his last Pokemon's a Geodude or a Machop, and it also depends on how much of an easy time I have with this one, because last one was surprisingly lucky. Alright, magnitude 5. That's not going to do too terribly much. No, I think we're good. Now, some of you might be wondering, why did I just come down to the bottom of this cave just to fight a couple guys? Well, I promise, there's something much, much cooler that you can access in this portion of Union Cave, so I really, really want to show that. Oh wow, a Graveler. That has me a little nervous. Graveler is the evolved form of Geodude, and as such, it is going to be stronger and a bit more resilient. And it's going to pull a magnitude 7. That's unfortunate. And we didn't even survive that. Wow, that was, unfortunate. I was hoping we would survive that, but I guess we weren't too terribly lucky in that regard. But anyway, this could be our first in-battle use of Surf. And this is going to be a pretty much guaranteed one-shot on a Pokemon like Graveler. Surf is probably one of the best water-type moves in the game, if you're also a big fan of accuracy, because most, if not all, water-type moves stronger than Surf are actually slightly inaccurate. So Surf is actually a really solid water-type move for pretty much the entire game. Anyway, head right out here, and there's actually an exit. And this will indeed plunk us in the ruins of Alph, where they stuck a random cheeky trainer right here. This is a strange place. Yeah, didn't expect you'd see a trainer right there, did ya? Really, really random. In fact, I'm not even sure if this guy's in the remake or if he's just here. But yeah, he's got a Pokemon called Girafarig. Girafarig is a Pokemon that we have not encountered yet, and we're probably not going to be encountering for a while. But it is worth throwing out there. Pretty soon in our adventure, and by pretty soon I mean like next episode, there's going to be a big fork in the path, and we're allowed to pick one fork or the other in order to go. And just to make things easier, I'm not going to be covering one of the paths at all until we complete the other one. And Girafarig is one of the Pokemon that we actually could technically get a lot earlier than I'm going to be going over. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. I feel like it would make things a lot easier, otherwise the Let's Play would get really disjointed. So that's how we're going to do it. Anyway, once we've beaten him, Mom will call. While shopping today, I saw this adorable doll, so I bought it with your money. Sorry, it's in your room. You'll love it. Now, this is an interesting thing. I'm going to bring up my list really quick to find out what the trigger for that is. And it looks like we now have officially saved up 10,000 Pokemon dollars with our mother, and she spent a whopping 1,800 of it to buy a Charmander doll. Remember way back in the first episode where I showed off that you could change the bed in your room or remove it altogether? Well, you're actually allowed to customize the room with dolls as well, and this is one of the ways you can get them. So next time we're in New Barktown, we might want to check out our room because there might be a little doll on the floor, or we might have to put it in manually. I'm not sure. Anyway, you will notice to my left right here, there is some grass. Inside this grass, there are a few new Pokemon you can get. At all times of the day, you can catch a Pokemon called Natu, which is a psychic flying type, which is fun, which later evolves into Xatu, and then during the day only, you can find a Pokemon called Smeargle. Smeargle is interesting because it only ever learns one move, Sketch. It learns this move once every 10 levels, provided it doesn't already know it. What Sketch allows it to do is it allows it to permanently copy the move that the target previously used. So Smeargle is pretty much the most versatile Pokemon in the entire game in terms of movesets, because you can have pretty much any move on this thing. I think the only moves that you cannot sketch are Sketch itself and Struggle, which is the move that you use when you're completely out of power points. So yeah, you got options. Anyway, right here there's a third chamber in the Ruins of Alph. Now I'm going to point out back here, the pattern that appears on the walls. Anyone who is a veteran of this game will know very well we cannot make use of this yet, so I'm just pointing out that it's there and we can't do anything about it yet. Just keep it in mind for later. A Pokemon that flew gracefully on rainbow-colored wings. Interesting stuff. Right here, we have yet another stone puzzle, and once again, I'm going to fast forward this just because it's probably going to take me a little bit. Alright, that's actually it. Now, anyone who doesn't recognize this Pokemon, I'm not going to be spoiling its identity right away, because as you might imagine, this Pokemon was referenced very heavily last episode by Morty, and it's got some story significance, so I'm not going to mention what it is right away. But any veterans of the series, you probably know what this thing is. Anyway, this will send us plummeting down here. There's a strange presence here, and this will give us access to 3 new forms of Unknown, X, Y, and Z. Anyway, now that we've done that, believe it or not, we're actually going back to Union Cave, because there's even more we can do there. Alright, here we are back in Union Cave. Now I should mention, although we can use Surf on Route 32, and in the Slowpoke Well, and in Ilex Forest, there's nothing for us to get in any of these areas, so I'm just throwing it out there as a mention, but we're not actually going there. Anyway, down here in the southwest corner of the cave, we can nip down here, and we have this trainer to fight. Who's there? Leave me and my Pokemon alone. Yep, there's even more trainers hiding in Union Cave that you cannot fight on your first time through here. Really, really interesting. I feel like a lot of people just don't know that these areas are here. Anyway, this is Marowak, which is the evolved form of Cubone, and I do not trust my level 19 Cubone to take on a level 24 Marowak, so we are making the switch back over to Croconaw to ensure that Cubone gets to level 20. I'd really like Cubone to get some additional levels soon because there is a battle coming up kind of soon-ish where Cubone will be incredibly useful. So I'd really like to get its levels up as much as I can. Alright, down goes Marowak in one very clean hit right there, and Cubone does get level 20. Very good. Alright, next up is another Marowak. I think I'm just going to stay in for this, not really much else for me to do. But yeah, Marowak is one of my favorite Pokemon I think I've mentioned before. And I gotta say, I really love the Alolan form design that it got in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Probably one of my favorite Pokemon designs ever, right there. Anyway, there we go, get a lot of experience for that one. And we have defeated yet another trainer. He wants me to go away. I think I will oblige him because there is more water to surf across right here. Head right over this way. And there's another trainer over here. Yeah, crazy, isn't it? I came all the way here to conduct my Pokemon research. Let me demonstrate my findings in a real battle. Alright, buddy. Man, there are a lot of battles today. Now, I should point out, I do not know exactly how long this episode is going to be, because as you might imagine, there are a lot of cuts that I am making in this video. So if it winds up being, like, stupid long, I do sincerely apologize. Anyway, right here we have a Kangaskhan right here, which is a Pokemon that I just said right here twice. I don't even know how I English anymore. But yeah, Kangaskhan is a Pokemon that I'm pretty sure we're not going to have access to for a while. And it's also worth noting, a lot of people, for whatever reason, think Kangaskhan is a ground type, but it is not. Oh my god, that took a lot of damage. Ow. It is not a ground type, it is actually a normal type Pokemon. I see a lot of people mess that up, and I honestly have no clue why. But yeah, this thing hits pretty darned hard, so you want to be pretty careful around this thing. Luckily, I think Surf will do quite a number on it because it's a stab move, and we have the Mystic Water. So I don't think we have too much to worry about. Alright, please survive this Mega Punch. Oh. Ow. Hey. Yeah, as you might imagine, this area, even though you can access it right now, it's actually kind of difficult. I'm not sure why they did that, but yeah, the Pokemon down here are actually pretty high level compared to what you might otherwise be used to. Alright, good, we survived that. And yes, oh, that was close. I think that was a clutch critical right there. And Golbat gets level 23, which is awesome. Still no flying type move, though. You demonstrated on me. Can I have that on a shirt? Anyway, down this ladder, we have an even further basement area of Union Cave. This is the second basement floor, the deepest the cave goes. Really neat. Sneak all the way up here, and we have another elixir for us to grab. Very nice. Now, there aren't any new Pokemon you can get here as of right now, because I'm recording this on a Wednesday. However, there is something else pretty neat. Also, this is a pointless little corner. There is something else pretty neat that can happen in this area on another day of the week that I'm going to try and point out as quickly as I can. Alright, down here, there is... oh, there's a trainer. I actually forgot there was a trainer down here. If the Pokemon I liked were there, I'd go anywhere. That's what a real trainer does. Alright, now hopefully we can make it through all of these fights, because we're actually taking quite the beating down here. It's kind of alarming, actually, how much damage... oh my god, it's level 28. Okay, that has me a little concerned. We're going to use the super trippy Confuse Ray right there, which is a fantastic replacement for Supersonic, because Confuse Ray is far more accurate. And he actually got an attack out on us. That's disappointing. Luckily, it doesn't do too terribly much damage, so let's see how much damage we can do to it. Now, please hit yourself in confusion. Yes. Nice. It's really, really nice when confusion isn't happening to you, I gotta say. Alright, hit yourself again, please. Yeah! Nice. Alright, one more bite, and something tells me it's gonna wear off the confusion pretty soon. And for whatever reason, that bite was faster. Not sure why. Get the flinch. It uses hypnosis and misses. Nice. Man, that battle went a lot better than it realistically could have, and we got a lot of experience on Golbat. Very cool. I'd rather pet my babies than this. What? Okay, I don't remember that line being in the game. That's definitely an interesting one. Anyway, right over here, you will see that there is a whole lot of whopping nothing because I am recording this episode on a Wednesday. However, if you come down here on a Friday, there will actually be a Pokemon that looks very similar to the surfing sprite except blue, and you can interact with it. That will give you the opportunity to battle and capture Lapras. It only appears on Fridays, but as far as I know, it does appear every Friday, so you can just catch it, come back in a week, catch it again, and you can just make yourself a whole Lapras army if you want to. I do plan on showing this at a later point, it's Wednesday right now, and this episode is supposed to go up on Friday, and I really don't want to cut things that close. I'm in training. Care for a round? Yep, another blasted trainer down here. Not sure why they stuck so many trainers down here. Wow, she's got 4 Pokemon. That has me a little concerned, especially with the levels on display right here. And I'm not sure, but I don't think Confuse Ray is actually going to work on this thing because Confuse Ray is a Ghost-type move. So we're just going to try Bite and see what happens. Luckily, Eevee, when it's in its base form, doesn't really have all too terribly many attacking moves. It's got Quick Attack, but honestly, I'm pretty sure that's it. So, yeah, and I think it would be very much in my best interest to heal right here, because as you can see, we're down a few members of our team, and I really don't want to push my luck. Especially since, as you can see, it is packing Quick Attack, so yeah, if you're down low against this thing, it can finish you off quick. Hence the name, Quick Attack, obviously. Alright, one more bite should take this thing down, and then we should be able to do a tactical switch into something that will be able to easily counter her next Pokemon. Come on, knockout? Yes. Awesome. And almost to level 24, but not quite. Alright, next up is Jolteon, which confirms my fear that we are actually going to be fighting, it looks like, all of the Eevee evolutions on this lady's team. That has me legitimately scared, to be honest. Alright, what level is it? 22, okay. That's a lot more manageable, because that Eevee, as you might recall, was level 26, which is concerning. Alright, and its first attack misses, which is a really, really good omen. I didn't realize that the trainers down here were going to be so... I don't want to say difficult, because on their own they're not difficult, but when you're fighting all of them in a row without healing like this, it's a little scary. So, yeah, if you decide to come down here at this point in the game, which you can, I'm not going to stop you, I definitely recommend being prepared. Because if you're not prepared, bad stuff is going to happen to you. I can pretty much guarantee that. Luckily, we get another knockout right there. Heracross gets level 18 with very little issue. And almost halfway to 19, that's crazy. And up next is Flareon. I'm going to switch to Elekid for this one, I think. Because honestly, Flareon's probably the least threatening of the Eevee evolutions, but I mean, it's probably going to be packing a super effective move on Heracross. So yeah, want to avoid any issues with that as much as possible. Luckily, Elekid has Thunder Punch and the Magnet, so it should be able to do quite a bit of damage. And I'm hoping we might be able to get at least one critical during this fight against this Flareon. It'd be really nice if we could. That did a lot of damage. What the heck? That did an insane amount of damage for just a tackle. Like, ow. Well, there's our critical. Alright, please tell me that was just a high damage roll. No, it wasn't. Oh, boy, we are in a bit of a jam. Alright, Eevee. Give it a shot right here. Tackle? This has me a little bit nervous. Not gonna lie, I'm a little concerned about our situation right here. But our Eevee gets level 21, which is real nice. And up next is Vaporeon. I think I'm gonna switch to Heracross and heal... Well, I think I'm gonna switch to Heracross and heal Golbat. I think that might be the better bet here. Man, I'm really having to strategize in these fights. It's kind of exciting, to be honest. Alright, we got a few more super potions left. Gonna heal up our Golbat right here. Hopefully this Vaporeon isn't packing anything too terribly threatening. Alright, it's got Water Gun, and that's probably the most damaging thing it's got. Okay, I think we can do this. I hope we can do this. Alright, and I think we're going to try a Confuse Ray right here. Yeah. Now hopefully it will be able to damage itself. Come on, Vaporeon, you know it, you want to hit yourself. There we go. Nice. Alright, and we're going to try Bite right here. How much is that? That did not do a lot. That has me concerned for how little it actually did. Although, if I remember correctly, Vaporeon is actually a really defensive Pokemon, so I guess it makes sense that Bite wouldn't do too terribly much. My ideal situation was going to be that Flareon wouldn't have a stupid high attack stat to take down my Elekid in 2 hits, and then I'd use Elekid to deal with this, but obviously that's not happening. Alright, taking another Water Gun right there, and that actually didn't do all that much, so I think we're in a good position. Which is good. I was really nervous for the beginning portion of this fight, but it looks like we're actually going to be okay. Golbat gets level 24. Very nice, lots of level ups in this episode. And Cool Trainer Gwen was defeated. Wowee. You were almost too good for me, lady. Alright. And I think I am going to go into my backpack and see what I can do to clean up the team, so I'll be right back. Alright, so I've got the good news and I've got the bad news. The good news is I have our currently conscious Pokemon healed up. The bad news is I am not carrying any revives, so this last fight down here is going to be very interesting, to say the least. Right down here is the very last portion of the cave that we can access, and I'd really like to get this item before we start that fight right there, because it is a Hyper Potion, which could be very useful in a clutch situation. I have a feeling we might end up in one. In fact, I'm gonna save the game really quick. Alright, now that we've done that, one more trainer left. There are 2 kinds of people, those who have style and those who don't. What kind of person are you? Something tells me I'm gonna need a serious bit of style to beat you, because we've only got 2 Pokemon left to our name, and you've got 3. He's got a Charmander to start off with. Very neat. I think he's actually got all 3 Generation 1 starters on his team in their base form. And luckily, none of them should be packing super effective moves on anyone on our team. So I'm really hoping he's not going to give us too much trouble. Especially since Golbat is an evolved Pokemon. So hopefully we won't have too much trouble. I was hoping we were going to get lucky on the confusion right there, but I mean, we've probably gotten luckier in this episode already with confusion than we realistically should have, so I guess I shouldn't be complaining too terribly much. Alright, he's going to land another Ember, which is unfortunate. It's also looking like we're probably not going to be... Oh, that is incredibly unlucky. It's looking like we're probably not going to be getting through everything we can grab with Surf in this episode, because this recording's already 53.5 minutes long. And I don't know how much the cuts are going to do, but I have a feeling this episode's already going to wind up kind of long, so I think we're going to have to leave some stuff for next time, which is no big deal. It's just unfortunate, because I really wanted to get through everything, and it looks like we're just not going to be able to. Because believe it or not, after this guy, we have 3 more trainers that we can access through the use of Surf. Insane stuff. Anyway, I'm going to come down here and use our 1 burn heal on Golbat right here. because I'm pretty sure I mentioned this earlier. Burn also lowers your attack. Anyway, as you can see right there, if a Pokemon that is not Ghost type uses Curse, it will drop its speed, boost its attack, and boost its defense, which can be a little concerning, so make sure you keep that in mind. I'm going to use Sand Attack on this thing to actually lower its accuracy, just so I can avoid getting hit by this thing, because as you can see, it's going to start boosting its stats by some pretty drastic measures right here, and I'd really like to keep this thing from hitting me. And for whatever reason, it's using Water Gun, which is not affected by the stat boosts that Curse provides. Not sure what's up with that. Anyway, I don't think Tackle's going to do much. Yeah, not much at all, so I think it might be worth switching back over to Golbat. Especially since it looks like this thing doesn't actually have a physical attacking move for some reason. Really not sure what the choice behind that decision was, but I have a feeling it was just a bit of a derp on the developer's part. Anyway, I'm going to confuse the thing right here, because the more damage we can get it to do to itself, the better. Alright, he is confused. Please hit yourself. Cross the fingers. Yes. I'm getting way more lucky with the confusion in this episode than I have any right to. And I'm definitely going to take that. Also, I just noticed Golbat is almost out of bites, which has me nervous, to say the least. Alright, I think Leech Life might actually be capable of taking this thing out, so I'm going to use that just to conserve Bite for later in the fight. Oh wow, it actually lived. That's disappointing. Hit yourself? Yes! Oh. Man, this is like one of those heart-pounding episodes. Didn't think it would be one, but apparently it is. Alright, and his last Pokemon is Bulbasaur. Is anyone surprised by that? I'm honestly not. Anyway, gonna confuse this thing immediately. And man, Bulbasaur looks almost satanic when you use Confuse, right? Because it's flashing red. Creepy stuff. Alright, oh, he has Leech Seed. That is not good. That's actually really not good. So I think I want to switch to Eevee, because I think switching out actually nullifies Leech Seed. So I'm going to switch over to Eevee right here, and it is confused still. And no, I'm asleep. Okay. Really nice game. Do I have anything that cures sleep? I guess the full heal does. That's really disappointing. Alright, gonna full heal that, and please hit yourself. Yes. Alright. And I really want to get its accuracy down a little bit. Are you kidding me? Oh, this game sometimes. This game sometimes. And I think I don't have anything else to wake from sleep, do I? I don't. I think I'm going to switch back over to Golbat, because I want to get this thing reconfused, because I have a feeling that's going to wear off very soon. Yep, there it is. Wore off right there. And here's the clincher. How much is this Razor Leaf going to do? Almost nothing, which makes me very happy. Hi. Alright, we confused you. And hopefully... Yes, you hit yourself. I know these battles have been taking a while, and I feel like you all hopefully understand why, because, like, look at their levels. It's insane. Oh god, now Golbat's asleep. That's really bad, actually. I really need you to wake up, buddy. I really need you to wake up. And it's not even confused anymore. Oh, crap. This is not good. And I just hit my controller on my desk. Hopefully no one heard that, but I mean, if you did, it's not that big of a deal, because you can probably tell I'm a little stressed by this fight. Alright, although it does look like Razor Leaf is this thing's only attacking move. Which is good, because Golbat tanks it like a champion. So I think next turn we're just going to use a Bite and win this, but wowee, these fights. Alright, and down it goes. Very nice. No level ups, unfortunately. You've got dazzling style. God, I hope I do, man. Alright, now that we have done that, we are heading off to Azalea Town to regroup because that is the closest town, so I will be right back. Alright, and with that, I think we are going to end things off here, although I did want to get a little more done this time around. So, this past episode of Pokemon Crystal, we went around to most of the areas that can be newly accessed with Surf. And next time on Pokemon Crystal, we're going to be wrapping up exploring these areas and then hopefully making some progress towards the next town. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.